Do you know what? This is awesome. First up is Pig Barn Big. This is by Martin CZ, 14.16 megabyte on the download. As you can imagine, you're going to find it under pigs. Now, it's going to cost you 164 grand and it's going to hold 400 bacon sandwiches. Fair enough. Now, building from the outside looks pretty good. I mean, it's got this sort of distressed look. We'll go with that. You know, the old plaster sort of flaking away, bit of dirt up the doors. Very nice indeed. Now, you do have the option when you place it down to expand the fencing out the back. So 400 is going to be the base version. So you could make it a lot bigger. And then you could also put a, well, it says meadow. Let's face it, it's a mud patch. Oh, just have it on the concrete, put the mud patch down, entirely up to you. Now here we've got our slobby taking out point. We're going to open up this door. There we are. Then here we're going to have a loading point for water, which is strange because it's a building. I mean, buildings normally have water plumbed in, but okay, fair enough. You got your loading in point for your food, and then you've got your loading in point for your straw. We're going to come down this end. We're going to go open up this door like that. There we are, and there's your animal dialogue box. So it's going to help. Well, to be fair, right? It says 400 standard. Well, I placed this down as it is. I didn't expand the fencing or anything like that, and it's given me 490 capacity. So 90 extra space right off the bat. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is weighing Station PGR. This is by Leo, 16.55 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under tools. Now, it's going to cost you 20 grand to place down. And obviously, it's a weigh station for just keeping an eye on the weight. You know, if you're into that sort of thing in the game. Now, we can open this door. There we are. It's going to open outwards, so be careful with that. You then go and open up this door inside. I've closed it. Open up that door. Whoa, that's a bit tight. So inside is going to be there. That's where you're going to get your weight. So what we're going to do, we're going to come and open that door. There we are. Got both doors open. We're laughing. I'm going to go get my old Fendt Black Beauty. I'm going to see how much it weighs. So I think that takes, you know, a lot of the weigh stations have the old readout on the side of the building. This has got an old school on the TV monitor inside, which is all right indeed. So what we're saying, 14,101. That's a heavy tractor. I mean, don't get me wrong, fair enough. I mean, it's nicely detailed inside. Definitely got that. Was it old school? No, not even old school. Sort of like it's been there for a while. Look, yeah, it's a little bit shabby around the edges, but it still gets the job done. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is Curbstone Fence Pack. This is by Shimino Modding, 10.53 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under fences. All right, fair enough. So you drag them out like a fence. Now, there is basically, we've got three here. So we've got the first lot, and you're going to have different variations in the middle. Then you've got your second lot, which is going to be your low curbstone. And then the last one, which is going to be your roadside drains. Now, you come into them. Whichever one you go into, then have the option. So click on that. You can switch the segment. So you've got 6 on this one. So we're going for the drain type. And you've also got reverse versions as well. So basically, what we've got here, we've got a straight curbstone. Then add a second version of the straight curbstone, which is interesting. We then got a small curve, a medium curve, a large curve, and then a really large curve. And then we've got 2 little end pieces. So one that will go on the end of your, well, to be fair, on the end of your run of curbstones, and one that's got a reflector on as well. And the same sort of thing happens with the low curbstones. So you've got your big arch, you've got your medium, your small, and you really, well, I say small. I mean, that's like, it's just like 2 slabs just put together, and they got a couple of little, what, right angles, more of an acute angle. No, is acute smaller or larger than 90 degrees? We'll carry on. Anyway, and you got obviously your straight lengths just there, and the same sort of thing with the old drainage. Yeah, put them down like that. You got some there with little, are they handles or are they just grills? All right, and then you got a little angle version, a little square one, a little one there, and then a round one at the end. So obviously, you know, you place them down, decorate your farmyard out. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is Groundline Decals. This again by Shimano Modding, 3.87 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find these under fences as well. Now, we've got 3 different versions. So you've got a white, an orange, and a yellow. And again, like the Curbstones, you place them down, then you have the option between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what we get in all 3 of these colours is going to be a straight white line. We then got a straight white line with a curved end. We then got a staggered line with curved end on one end, and then obviously on the other end. We then got a worn straight white line. We then got a different worn straight line, obviously with a curved end. And then we've got the staggered worn version. So you really could make it your own. Make your own parking area, parking spot outside your barn, that sort of thing. Or if you wanted to go for a more weathered look, you got these here. And obviously you can pick between the white, the orange, or the yellow. Alright, fair enough. Well, next up is Log Piling Area with Invisible Wall. Again, this is by Shimano Modding. That's 3 mods in a row. 10.05 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find these under Tools. Now, what these are basically for is obviously keeping your log pile nice and tidy. As he says, looking at a really untidy log pile. And we'll come back to that in a minute. So you got these different versions. So you got the, what is it, metal girder. You then got wood girder, and then just basically some guide poles just there. Now, all 3 of these have the same options. So you click on there, click on Customize, and you've got a 10 meter, so 10 meter long, and then 5 to 6 meter logs. You can then go for a 50 meter long, a 20 meter long, and then back to your 10 meter, but for 8 to 9 meter logs. Obviously, the length's going like that. And then we've got your 5 to 6 meter logs again. So you can either have 5 to 6 meter, 8 to 9 meter crosswise, then obviously the lengths are going to be how long you got between the pylons. Now, what it means by invisible wall. Now, we can walk through here, no problem. We can drive through here, no problem with a vehicle. But where the wall comes in, and I think this is actually genius. So we'll go and get this log, the only one I can actually pick up. So there we are. So we've got it in our little wood log pile. We'll go to the left. Well, go to the right. There we are. And it stops. It's got a collision on it. Just by the edge, well, basically, by the edge of the, well, on this one you got the gravel, that one you got the dirt, and that one you got the dirt. That's where your invisible wall is going to be, right at the edge, because, you know, you put them in like that, and then you can't take them out. Obviously, you just need to lift them up and over the end of the pile. So come in here with a log grab, away you go. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is the American Midwest Shouse. Yes, that's what they called it, Shouse. S-H-O-U-S-E. All right, fair enough. This is by ICAS, 25.32 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find the Shouse under farmhouses. Or should that be farm Shouses? Well, we'll give it a go anyway. So it's going to cost you 120 grand to buy, and you do have the option to change the main colour. So click customization option. Obviously, you click whichever colour you like. Jobs are good. And then also you have the option to put some solar panels on the roof above the old living quarters. Now, once you've got it all placed down, we've got these doors that open up here like that. Great, no problem. Nice shiny door inside. That's very jazzy. Very expensive looking, but okay, fair enough. I mean, you have got a bit of rack in there as well, which is all right. Now, there is a couple of buttons knocking around here. We'll spin it around. I need to go and find them. I found them earlier on, but all right. Where, let's, oh, over here. Here we go. So here, we've got open gate. That's going to be your door. That looks like a button for your wheelie bin. Can we press that? No? Can we get close enough? Close. That's just for the door. All right, just to sign them. So we're going to come over here. So we've got hide flags. So currently we've got the flag there. We've got the Case IH. So we're going to hide that. I mean, it says hide flags. Hiding the paintings as well. All right, no problem. So you can just come over here, hide those, no problem. You then got this one here, which is going to be change flag. All right. So we've got Case IH or John Deere. All right, no problem. You go for whichever one you want. So over here is going to be your workshop trigger. Great, no problem. So obviously fix up your vehicle once you bring it into the old workshop. Then we've got this one here, which is going to be hide flag again, which is going to be that one up there. And we got, get a bit closer, there we are, change flag. So you can have USA or Canada. All right, no problem. Now, obviously, that in itself is a great shed. Don't get me wrong. Nice looking floor, bit of a workshop, changed a little bit of decoration. But it doesn't end there. Oh no, we have got a light switch here as well if you wanted to turn the lights on. It's nice and bright till it gets dark. But we're going to go through this door. There we are. Open up that door. Now over to this desk. We've got change colorway. So currently, as you can see on that screen, we've got the red on the sides and then the white at the bottom. So if we go out there, well, we'll go out this door. There we are. You can see that the outside is red up the top, white at the bottom. So if we come in here and we then go change colorway, it's now white at the top, red at the bottom. All right, fair enough. You can change the color without having to take the building down and start again. That is ace. Oh, I do like that. So we're going to carry on in here because we're going to open up that door. And obviously, as the name suggests, well, not say as the name suggests, I mean the name's Shouse. I think that's a made-up word. All right, fair enough. We'll carry on. So you got your living quarters here. So you've got a bit of a kitchen over there, bit of a seating area, and then obviously a little bit of a living room. So we've got a little fireplace, TV. That's all right. Then we'll come over here, open up that door. It's going to be your bathroom. So you come in here. There's a nice big toilet. Sit on there, have a poo, and then have a shower or a bath afterwards. And then spin it back round. It will open up that door. And in here is going to be our bedroom. There's the sleep trigger. Actually, that being said, open up that door. There's your wardrobe trigger. It's got a walk-in wardrobe. Oh, that is all right indeed. What's behind there? What's that little ensuite? Oh, I'll tell you, it's not an ensuite, but it is at the same time. It's got two doors that go into the bathroom. Oh, fair enough. Do these patio doors open? Oh, they do. They do. I mean, get a barbecue on the go out there, looking out on the nothingness that's by the side of this building. That is brilliant. I mean, having the farmhouse on the side, well, the farm Shouse, shall we say, and that shed as well. Great looking floor as well. That is a brilliant building. Right, next up is the Lizard Grapeharvester 8050. This is by SMI Modding Team. 19.73 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it under Grapeharvesters. Now, this is definitely interesting. Obviously, we've got the drivable Grapeharvesters, and this is a tow behind. All right, fair enough. 2,500 litre capacity, 4 mile an hour working speed, and 131,350 pounds to buy. Right, no problem. No options, comes as it is. Now, let's give this a little go. So first off, we need to unfold it. So L, B, and A. So that's going to raise it up a little like that. That's great. We also have the option to lower it down. All right, no. Lower the harvester. It doesn't seem to be lowering much, but okay, we'll carry on anyway. So you then got the option to raise the front loader tool. That's going to be putting it out to the side, like that. There we are. We're going to want to, right, you can up in the LB and RB, LB and right stick up and down, put my teeth in. You can tilt it backwards and forwards and like that as well. And we're going to turn it on. And then we should be ready to go. So you see inside it's having the old bars that have a little bit of a jig. Right, no problem. Now I'm not sure how easy this is going to be, because we are going to have to I'm stuck already. Maybe I've got the wrong size tractor for this. There's a good chance. But oh, here we go. Here we go. Man, I'm going to have to drive really close to the vines for this. Maybe go for one of the narrower vine tractors. Might be a little bit better. But we're doing some grapes with a tow behind. Oh, fair enough. And do you know what's great about this? It's even got its own beacon on the top, so you put your beacons on. That's going to work as well. Oh, fair enough. Right, next up is the Krone Front Windrower. This is by Hispano, 32.21 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under Windrowers. Now, this is awesome. Obviously, this is going to mount to the front of your tractor. You have a forage wagon on the back, picking up straw much quicker than a standard forage wagon, because obviously you can get like two piles into one at the same time. That is awesome. It's got 10.3 meter working width, 11 mile an hour working speed, and 32.5 gram price tag. You can then change the model. So we're going to go for the 120, so 12 meter working width, a 16 meter working width, a 20 meter working width, and then back to the 100, which is the 10.3. So 20 meter. That is, but I mean, you're going to require 350 horsepower. So don't get me wrong, you are going to need something tasty to go in between this and your forage wagon, but still 20-meter working width. Why not? Then you got your working light, so you got your center, so in the middle just there. You then got your side at the top. Are they at the top? There you are, just on the sides there. And then both, and then nothing. Then you got your main color, which is obviously going to be your main color. The design color is going to be those bits. And then it says rim color. Being said, there's the wheels at the top, aren't they? There we are. So rim color is going to be your rims. I mean, 20-meter on the front, giant forage wagon on the back. Are you soon going to smash out those piles? Right, next up is the Fliegl ASS 298. This is by owner Emery, 3.54 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under trailers. Now, this has got a 48,000 litre capacity, 61 grand price tag, and you have the option to change the wheel brands. You've got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Blizzard, then back to Trelleborg again. Although, saying that, I mean, that's the only one that's got dual wheels on the back, so, okay, fair enough. I mean, we are going to ignore the fact that the name is... Probably something my mum would tell me off for saying, but alright, fair enough. Why not? Give it a go. Right, next up is the Fliegl Duo. This is by Agrar Design Austria, 4.08 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under silo compaction. Now, this has got a 3-meter working width, 3 mile an hour working speed, and a 4 grand price tag. The option you've got is safety bar with cloths, yes or no. It's going to be putting those on the side like that. So if you ever got into a bunker silo and, you didn't unload that well, it's all lumpy and, your tractors are nearly tipping over. Yeah, get one of these on the go, level it out, no problem. Next up is Lizard Frontloader Tools. This is by Bremy 456, 3.86 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as the name would suggest, under Frontloader Tools. So we've got the universal bucket, 750 litre capacity for 950. That's quite cheap, I must admit. Do you like that? You then got your main colour, which is obviously going to be your main colour. So match it up to the vehicle that you've got. No problem. Now, part of this pack is also going to be a bale spike. So this is going to cost you 450, so a little bit cheaper than the old bucket. And the option you have are tines. So you've got design 1, number 2, and then back to number 1. Then your main colour is obviously going to be the main colour. And your design colour is going to be the spikes. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is the Lizard RCW5. This is by Nikos321, 6.34 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under fertilizer spreaders. So this is going to be doing your lime and your solid fertilizer. It's got a 5,000 litre capacity, 18-meter working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 7.5 grand to buy. You then got the option of main colour. We'll go with that. It does that bit. And then your rim colour is obviously going to do your rims. All right, fairly simple. Next up is the Kverneland DF2. This is by Hispano, 27.55 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Cedars. Now, this is going to cost you 65 grand to buy, requires 260 horsepower from your tractor, and a 6-meter working width with a 9 mile an hour working speed, and the only option is going to be to change the main colour. But to be fair, it's Kverneland, so really that should stay red. Right, no problem. Now, you may be thinking, this is a cedar, but it's got no seed capacity. That's because this bit hasn't, because it comes with this on the front. 2,500 litre DF2 seed box. 19 grand to buy. Again, you got the option to change the main colour, so you match it up with the rest of it, or even match it up to your vehicle. All right, no worries. Next up is the Farmyard trailer Dolly. This is by Squiggles, 3.51 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under miscellaneous. Now, yeah, it looks like a Segway. It's sort of not a Segway, but all right, we'll carry on. So it's got a 3 mile an hour top speed and a £59 euro or dollar price tag. Fair enough. Now, obviously, this is going to be for moving trailers around your yard, but there's potentially a little bit of an issue. Now, obviously, you get in, it is a vehicle. You can tab to it as well. You'd start it up, as you normally would start an engine. Then, obviously, you just go up to said trailer, attach it, and then you can move it around, which is great. Now, the only issue that I've found is if you go for a high hitch trailer, it's going to keep you off the ground, which is not great. But also, it doesn't attach to every trailer either. You just need to be a little bit careful on which ones you go for, which is fair enough. Now, it says on the website it attaches to trailer car, semi-trailer car, and trailer low. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's a load trailer, and that should go onto the back of a car, but alright, fair enough. I mean, depending on what trailer you got, it may work, but I like the concept of it all. Right, next up is hand baling tools. This is by Timmy86, 3.73 megabyte on the download, and you're gonna find it. This is ace. You're gonna find it on the square balers, but this piece anyway. So it's got a 10 horsepower engine, which is you. So I didn't realise I was 10 horsepower, but okay. It's got a 4 mile an hour top speed, 2 meter working width, and a 4 mile an hour working speed. It's only going to cost you 500. But let's face it, this for the whole role play, doing it yourself, baling shenanigans, this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So you got the option there of animation speed, normal or fast. So we'll come back to that in a minute. And then you got your main color, which is going to be, well, let's face it, you can go for anything you like. I mean, you got different color woods, or you could just go for, you know, let's face it, whatever color you like. And then obviously you got your rim color, which is going to be your rims. Now there is also part of this pack, as well as this baler, a pitchfork, which is it's a windrower. Yeah, we're going to give that a go anyway. I mean, it's a 1 meter working width. And again, same 10 horsepower engine, which is going to be you. And again, you can change the colour options if you like. Now, the actual baler itself, I mean, this is ace. When you get into it like a vehicle, I mean, to be fair, I mean, you got the option there. Can we pick it up? I mean, yes, we can. Light enough to pick up, that's all right. So you could potentially put it onto the back of a trailer, something like that. I mean, obviously, you will need to turn it on like you normally do with stuff like this. Now, what is a little strange is if you're going fast, your character spins around, which is a little bit random. But if you're going backwards, it's having a bit of a dance. But all right, we'll give it a go. We'll carry on anyway. So we're going to do L, B, and X. Turn it on. So it's going to open up the front flap like that. So we're going to go along through the old windrow just there. It's then going to, well, he's basically flicking it up with that fork. He's chucking it into the old compaction area. Then once it gets full, it's going to do its whole animation. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. Come on, a little bit more. There we are. So closes the box up, then pushes that down, so compresses the bale, comes out to the front, and then whips the bale out. All right, fair enough. I mean, the animation of the bloke, or the character, whatever you're using, don't get me wrong, it's a little weird. I mean, the arm's having a little bit of a wobble, mind you, and he's doing like a Michael Jackson moonwalk going backwards, but all right, fair enough. Now, the windrower is going to be the same sort of thing. I mean, we're running backwards, but we're jogging forwards. Okay, it is what it is. So we're going to turn on the windrower, and then obviously he's going to be sweeping it all out to the side. Backwards, doing the running man. Dear, oh dear. I mean, you get the character orientation right, and this will be something epic for the old school roleplay. Right, next up is Animal Transport Trailer Pack. This is by MacTrucker921, 8.4 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under, as you can imagine, Animal Transport. So, we've got the Noah TTW140, 25 grand to buy, and you're going to have the option to change the main colour. Oh, let's chrome it up. Why not? You then got your cover colour, which is going to be the cover on the top, as you can well imagine. The design colour, we're going to go, do you know what, we'll go over pink. What's that done? Oh, it's the inside. It's the floor inside. All right, fair enough. And then the rim colour is obviously going to be your rims. So we'll go with chrome as well. Now, the capacities on this are going to be a little bit different than normal. So we've got 13 sheep, 13 goats, 13 pigs, 6 cow, 6 buffalo, 6 horses, and 86 chickens. All right, fair enough. Now, you may not be wanting the Fliegl version or the Noah. Well, they've got the old Wilson trailer for you. So this is it's chrome straight away. That is all right indeed. 80 grand to buy. And you got your main colour, which is as you can well imagine, going to be the framework. You then got your chassis colour. We'll go over yellow. It's going to do those bits. Your design colour on there. You're going to do the floor again. So we went for a blue on that. And then your rim colour is obviously going to do the rims. Now, for the Wilson Silver Star, you are going to be having 36 cows, 50 sheep, and 50 pigs, as well as 416 chickens. Right, that's a lot of chickens. I mean, you can have 12 horses as well. I mean, not all at the same time. I'd have to swap them out a bit, but 416 chickens. Why not? Next up is the Feltrina Flatbed Series. This is by SMI Modding Team. 22.33 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Baling Transport. Now, I say Baling Transport because we've also got 2 wagons down here, which is more in line with a bit of forestry. But all right, fair enough. Now, we've got 2 different versions of 3 different trailers. So we've got the Flatbed MRA3 and then the MRA4. We then got an auto load version, and then we got the old wood version. So, fair enough. Now, if you go into this one, obviously, you've got your usual shenanigans on the go here with your chassis colour and rim colour. When you have got the ramp as well, you can have a standard or a filled-in bit at the back, which is all right. Now, if you come across to the MR4, so it's going to be the same, but a little bit longer. So this has got a 4-axle rather than a 3. Again, same options as before. Then we come across to the auto low version. So this is where it's going to give you the option to 24 bales on there, but you don't get any options on the bale capacities there, because obviously it's just how many you can stack on top. So 24 on these 2, even though, I mean, you got the MR4 is a little bit longer, but you can still store the 24 bales the same. But all right, no problem. You do have the option of having the manual or auto load on the old configuration. So if you go for the manual, obviously you've got to do it yourself. If not, go for the auto load. Again, you got the ramp. You're going to have the middle bit filled in. Flatbed installation. So you can have with centered supplement. All right, fair enough. It's going to put a bit of a cover over the top. Or the standard version. And then your chassis colour is obviously going to be your chassis. And the rims is going to be the rims. And then same is going to be for the MR4. Just a little bit longer. Which is strange. I would have thought it would have held more bales, being 4-axle rather than 3, but okay, fair enough. And then we've got the old wood option, with wood trailer with the poles on. Yeah, okay. I mean, you could potentially put bales in there if you wanted to, but that's going to be more for your logs. Nice. And then the same again with the MR4. And next up is the John Deere 445 and Utilities. This is by Slow Chess Modding, 24.21 megabyte on the download, and there's quite a lot to this pack, so just come down to your mods and DLCs, it's so much easier. So first off, we've got the John Deere 445, 23 horsepower engine, 12 mile an hour top speed, and a 12 mile an hour working speed. It's going to cost you $5,000. We do have some options. You've got configuration standard, you've got 60 kilo front weight or standard. Wheel setup, so you've got your standard, your tyre with claws, your wide tyres 2, and original. Right, fair enough. You then got attachers, so you can have standard or 3-point on the back, or a lawnmower and bagger hitch, and then back to standard. Now, those do come in, so, well, it's got a bit of significance, as we'll see getting a bit further in. So you've got your main colour, which is going to be, I just upset a few people changing the John Deere into red, but okay, it's going to do those bits. The design colour is going to be doing those side panels, and then the design colour again, we'll go for green, is going to be doing the seat. Now, obviously, that's the base part of the whole situation we got on the go with this. Now, to go on the rear, we have got, now, if you've gone for the 3-point, you obviously can have a weight on the back, which may come in handy, as you'll see in a little bit. So we've got 350 price tag. It's got 180 kilo weight to it. Again, change the colour for the frame and then obviously the weightage. Now, if you wanted to go for that weight, that's because it's got the option to have a front loader on the front. So obviously, if you're shoveling some stuff, you might want a little bit of counterballast on the back of your tractor just to keep it all down. So 350 litre capacity, 1.4 metre working width, and a 3 mile an hour working speed. Not quite sure why you got a working speed for a shovel, but okay, it is what it is. Main colour on this one is going to be the framework, and then design colour is going to be the shovel itself. $2,500 to buy, no problem. We've also got some other things. So we have got a small pallet fork. Now this is going to go onto the back of your tractor. If you've got the 3-point, 450 to buy. Obviously you can be able to move some pallets around, no problem. The main colour on that one is obviously going to be everything. And then we've got the Blade on, well, the Blade Snow 445. This is going to go on the front of the tractor, 1.8 metre working width, 3 mile an hour working speed, 1,450 to buy. You got your main colour, which is going to be the blade. The design colour is going to be the rest of it. And then we'll come down to these bits. You've got a plough on the back. If you wanted to, with your little John Deere, it's only got a 0.8 metre working width. So I wouldn't do a big field, especially on the 4 fields map, because that is going to take you forever. But for some small farming shenanigans, this should be right up your street. I mean, it only requires 15 horsepower, so that's all right. 850 to buy, and you can change the main colour. I think the one that most people are going to go with is these two. The old vacuum bagger 445 and the Deck 60 445. And obviously, the Deck 60 is going to be the mowing part. 1.8 metre working width, 31 mile an hour top speed, even though the actual tractor only goes 12 mile an hour, but okay, fair enough. £2.5 to buy. Again, you can change the main colour. And to go along with that, we've got the old vacuum bagger 445. The option on there is going to be 350 litres or 4,500 litres. Yeah, always go for the bigger one. It's only going to cost you 1,500 for the big one, but okay. Now, once you've got it all attached, you do need to drive over the old the old blade sections. You just drive over the top of it like that and attach it at the bottom. Job's a good one. And obviously you get your old bagger on the back if you've gone for that one as well. That's great. Now there is some working modes. So if you see there, top left hand corners, we've got toggle work mode. So we've currently got it on cut the grass. Right, no problem. So if we turn that on, that'll be an X. And lower the blade down. It's going to cut the grass, no problem. And it's going to be disappearing. Apart from a little patch here and there. Right, so I mean, it's not doing a lot of. I mean, it's just now it's disappeared altogether. It doesn't seem to leave the grass there very much. Okay, fair enough. So we'll turn it off. We're then going to change the work mode to chop the grass. All right, we'll do the same again. Lower it down, turn it on. What are we going to get with this? Not a lot either. It just seems to be chopping it and getting rid of it. It's the same as before. Right, fair enough. Now, I think what most people are going to be doing is if we're going to go and change the work mode to collect the grass. Yeah, so now we've got the old pipe. It's attached from the top. It's going underneath. We're going to collect it all up. Job's a good one. But what we need to do with this, zoom out a little, LB&X, turn it on, lower the blade down, great. Then move on to the back piece. Then we're going to turn the loading wagon on as well. So now we've got that working, we can then drive along, and we're now collecting the grass. I mean, we're getting a fairly decent amount off it, to be fair. And when we was chopping it earlier on, it was we left one. Well, to be fair, it got one little lump of grass, and then it got rid of it. So who knows what's going on with that? But now we're collecting it, so we're up to, we've got 1,000 litres now. Alright, no problem. Right, next up is the Fendt 500 Vario Gen 3. This is by Bayern Agra, 32.02 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it on the medium tractors. Now, it's got 131 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and 152.5 grand price tag. You can then change the engine output, so it's currently 131 horsepower with a 40 kilometer an hour top speed. We can then go for 141 horsepower, 156, 171, and then we go to the old 50 kilometers an hour. So back to 131, 141, 156, and then 171 at the end. So 171 and 50 kilometer an hour is your top speed version. You then got the option of your wheel brands, your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg again. And you've got the old usual shenanigans on the go. So you've got rear twins, you've got twins all round, got narrow twins. They're looking all right, I must admit. Then you've got design line, so we can have it as only exhaust grid, yes or no. Then you've got front parts, so you've got no. You've got spring holder, hood protection, or nothing. Warning signs, you can be putting those on the back. I mean, there they are. All right, fair enough. And then you've got your front loader attacher. So you've got no, quickie, Hauer, and then Fendt Cargo Profi, or nothing. Then you've got your main colour. Do you know what? Let's, can we do a black beauty? There we are. There we are. Design colour is going to be the roof. So we'll go with something that stands out. We'll go with red. There we are. And then you've got your rim colour, which is obviously going to be the rims. Well, the last one for the day is the Fiat X70 Series. This is by SMI Modding Team, 18.88 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them on the small tractors. Now, we have got a 2-wheel drive version, and we've also got a 4-wheel drive version. But the 4-wheel drive version basically has got the same options, but you can actually change the tyre brands, which you can't on the 2-wheel drive version. So we're going to go with that one anyway. So 57 horsepower engine, 20 mile an hour top speed, and 23 grand price tag. You can then change that to 130 kilo front weight, 210 kilo, 290, 370, and then back to 130 for some reason, then back to 210 and 290 again, and then back to standard. Oh yeah, we had a 370 there as well. Don't understand why they went up and down and then up again, but all right, fair enough. So engine setup, so 57 horsepower, 67 pumped, which gives you 100, which is all right. And then back to the original 57. Go for the pumped version. Yeah, why not? Wheel bands, you've got your Trelleborg, Continental, Vredestein, and then Trelleborg again. But obviously, they are not an option on the 2-wheel drive version. And you then got your usual shenanigans. You've got some wides on the go. Fair enough. You then got your designs. So you've got your long pipe, original short pipe, open pipe 45 degree, short pipe, and then short pipe with curve. Then back to the original long pipe. You've got cabin layouts. You've got your standard, your arch protection. Is there an arch protection? Where is that? Oh, there we are. Okay. Little, I say little rollover hoop. I mean, that's not going to protect you from anything, but okay, fair enough. Then you've got canopy. You've got canopy and your arch protection, a full cabin, and then back to the original. Then attaches. You've got original attacks, modern attacks. Okay, let's have a little. So original. And then modern, all right, different size. Okay, fair enough. And then got your main colour, which, as you can imagine, is going to be orange or red. Well, I say red. I mean, it's a dark orange, let's face it. Now, obviously, the same options apart from the tyres. I could be on the 2-wheel drive version as well. So you go for whichever one you want.